I've got a hook for you, Hector.
Hit it with me.
The NFL is run by Kanye West and the Illuminati.
And Jesus.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Breaking Down the Tape. We have officially kidnapped Hector from his Caribbean cruise, and we are back ready to do it. I am Papa Smurf.
And I'm back from vacation and ready to tear shit up.
My man actually looks like he's Hispanic for once.
Yo,
Y'all, if you're friends with Hector on Facebook, go take a look at the one picture, and if you see it, you'll know what I mean. From like the first day on vacation, my dude is Caucasian.
Oh no! Wait! Let me add some content to that real quick. Add some content. So I did. So we got down from Cape Liberty, New Jersey. We got down to Florida, down to Orlando. And that was the first time I had like some Wi-Fi. I'm in disputes with AT&T because I'm supposed to have international. I'm a fucking military member. When did my plan change?
Because fuck you, that's why.
Exactly. So I get down to Florida. I get my service. I did a little photo dump. I still haven't photo dumped the rest of the vacation yet, so you can actually see the difference.
The transition. From Hector to white man to Hispanic?
In defense of myself, the one photo that you are actually talking about where my buddy Will was like, damn, you're white.
Yeah.
It had a filter. I put a filter on it.
You put the Caucasian filter on?
I put a filter on it to make it seem brighter. And I was like, damn, I picked the wrong filter because now I look pale as fuck.
What's that, DJ Khalid? Congratulations, you played yourself.
Seriously, I was like, God damn, now I gotta go. I gotta put a picture of me painted as a black man so I can redeem myself.
Your boy Will beat me to the chase. I was like, nah, I'm gonna let it ride. I'm not gonna get him. Will already got him.
I had like the white glare going, the mini beer belly, a little hunchback. Ooh. I was like, God damn, I'm over here looking like a hunchback of Notre Dame.
Hector really does it. He says what he says, man. He posts the picture he posts. He does not hold nothing back. When he posted that, I was like, damn, that's a confident dude right there.
I know. I looked at it. I was like, God damn, I fucked up.
Woof. Anyway, vacation stories aside, today is really going to be one topic when it boils down in the end. We've got a couple of news pieces from around the NFL, and the one topic will come pretty fast and hard, and you'll figure it out when we get there. But before we do, this is the first episode with a new sponsor.
Woo!
Our boys,
a legit sponsor. Like, I'm sorry, I love the sponsors that we got, but god damn, they hooked this one up.
Legit. So this all started because I saw this thing on this product on TikTok, and I didn't think it was real. So I hit them up, and I mean the men and women over at Flask Cap. I'll show you the logo before we get into too much more. Are solid. If you're just listening to this is Flask Cap, FLASKAP.
If you're and you like to drink like me and Zach, you better purchase one for everybody in your damn family.
That's what I figured when I saw this product, because I'm like, this is a product that their slogan is no last calls. Like, let me get it perfectly right here. No last call. Hashtag no last call. That is their slogan. That is like a slogan tailor-made for Hector and I. Like, tailor-made for the podcast that was made to drink and talk sports. So, let me show you with what the men and women over at Flask Cap hooked us up with. They got us with, I'll start with the tumbler, the Volst 30 tumbler. They have two tumblers, Volst 30 ounces, Volst 22, 24 ounces. I also have
one. I don't have one with me right now. I didn't.
Boo.
I don't have alcohol right now. I just got back from vacation yesterday.
Yeah, he's drinking water in the form of Bud Light. But their tumblers, they can engrave. They can do custom engravings, which obviously, if you can see, got the Breaking Down the Tape logo. Now, that might not be impressive to you if you don't know what you're talking about. But I can't tell you how many merchandise vendors I've been turned down for with our logo because it's too intricate. This is gorgeous. This isn't
Beautiful.
printed on. This isn't like a sticker. This is engraved. This is engraved in. They did us great. Now let's get to the fun part. Let's get to the important part. We've got the Matic 9 on top. So the Matic refers to the liquor cap that goes on top of their tumblers.
Liquor.
Yes, liquor, baby. So they have the 9 and the 6. The 6 holds 6 ounces. The 9 holds 9 ounces. So what you do, and I'll show you, I'll give you a little demonstration for all of you visual. I've already pre-made my drink because that's just how I am. But I've made it a little light, which is where this really comes into handy. So we've got our liquor in here, right? We've got our buttons on top, unlock and lock. You can switch it over to lock. And when it's by itself, you turn it upside down, no pours. When it's on the tumbler, it is not leak proof. But when it is off the tumbler and you turn it to lock, it is leak proof, which is really nice. So you unscrew this little cap up top here. We call it the fun button. You fill that up with all of your liquor, right? So I've already got Crown Royal apple in mine. Shout out Crown Royal, hook us up. Then you take this little button, a little fun button, press the fun button, and half shot of alcohol. Now I'm an alcoholic, so we're going to go full shot. Two pumps. There you go. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Now you might be saying to yourself, but Papa Smurf, Hector, I'm in the comfort of my own home. I can make my own drinks. And while be that as it may, that's good for you. This is a great product for taking to the beach, taking hiking or camping where you can't bring glass bottles, right?
Ball game.
Exactly. So if you're looking to go out, can't bring a glass bottle, you just fill your bad boy up. There's a fill line in the Volst. Fill your bad boy up with ice and mixer, and you just have to bring your mixer bottle, which is generally soda or juice in a plastic bottle. You can bring that with you. Fill up your Volst 9, hopefully, because you want 9 ounces of alcohol. And there you go. You got 9 ounces. It's got a little flip cap here, prevents spillage and accidental, stuff getting inside. And the nice thing about the Volsts as well is if you don't want to drink all day, every day, they come with the bottle cap top. So this screws in, much like the Matic. Then it just has a nice little twist bottle cap top. Like I've been using it to drink water during the day.
Like a regular fucking, I would say like a kind of like a Yeti.
Yeah. Well, that's the nice part too, is that the Matics are compatible with Yetis. They are not only compatible with their own tumblers, but they are compatible with outside tumblers. So I wanted to give that shout out to Flask Cap. This is our first official episode with them as a sponsor. And I also want to say they hooked us up, not only Hector and I, but they hooked you, the fans, up. This is a Volst 22. So that's 22 ounces. As you can see, it comes with the bottle cap top.
One of you fuckers out there.
And a Matic 6. This is going to be a package giveaway. It comes in, I believe that's Party Boat Blue on the top there. So we've got a Matic 6 and a Volst 22 with a couple of stickers to give away from Flask Cap. The giveaway is not live just yet. We will be releasing the details here shortly so that everybody has a chance to win. And then we'll mail it out to the lucky winner. It's wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It's going to be super easy. There's going to be no purchase of nothing necessary, no subscriptions of nothing necessary.
There's no money involved. This is for you guys. Like, this is, we got a good deal going on with Flask Cap. Good little partnership. They hooked us up to hook up the fans. We're hooking Flask Cap up with some Breaking Down the Tape merchandise as a thank you. And hopefully as a good business transition.
Can I say real quick, so in the box that they sent me with the products, they sent like a little, here's a note sheet, here's a thank you, welcome to the team kind of thing. How many companies, take the time to handwrite your name and handwrite a thank you? How many companies do that kind of stuff? Shout out to Flask Cap, man. They are the real OGs. They have been awesome since working with them. I did a live unboxing on TikTok last Monday. And so shout out to Flask Cap and go get you one. That's all I have to say. There's no last call.
We're gonna come up with a way to raffle this Flask Cap off for you guys, and I guess
there's nothing.
I guess a shot of hat just went in there now.
There's nothing that brings me more fucking. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know that this is like, oh, this is a paid sponsorship, and it is. I feel the need to obligation to say that, but literally nothing in this world has given me more joy outside of my children and my wife than pressing a button and having instantaneous alcohol. Like that has been the most amazing thing to me.
One of you fans will have a breaking down the tape engraved flask cap to enjoy with us.
Yeah, man, I cannot wait. So anyway, let's just get into it. Since that was the commercial, there's no need to roll the commercials.
Right before we get into our topics, I do
have
to say,
oh, good, you have pants on. I was so afraid.
That Christy's name is officially on the trophy.
Boo!
The champ is now on the trophy. 2021, Christy.
It was an inside job.
I just want to know. I just want everyone to know that where it says 2020, that's the one that counts the most.
It was an inside job.
That one right
Notice
there.
Notice how Hector miraculously went from last to champion, and then miraculously his wife won. It's rigged, damn it. This is an inside job. The Degenerates lives up to its name. It's a degenerate league ran by degenerates, won by degenerates. That's actually a great fucking tagline. You're welcome.
I know, right? I'm about to make that the slogan.
Yeah.
Ran by degenerates, won by degenerates.
Content, baby. Which, by the way, let's do another commercial. Shout out to the degenerates. I'll let you run away with that one because that's your thing, baby.
Hell yeah. Shout out to the guys in the Degenerates League. We got some new members coming in this year. Season's coming up quick. August is right around the corner. September 1st game of the season is right around the corner. We're excited. I already activated the league. Sometime around August, Zach, we'll put out the first episode for the Degenerates, get them ready. We will do another live drafting like we did last year. Hopefully we can get a bunch of the guys and gals to do the live drafting with us so we can shoot the shit, talk shit. You know, people can fucking shit on people on how they draft.
Under on me getting blacked out again.
Over under someone picking. Well, first of all, let me answer your question. Over someone drafting 3 kickers.
In memory of my fallen wife, that will be me. I'm taking a kicker number 1. My 1-1 is gonna be.
Wait, I thought you were saying you're doing wide receivers only.
Nah, 0 RB, baby. That's look. First of all, fantasy advice. Here you go. Draft blacked out. Nothing bad can happen, I assure you. Number 2, 0 RB. It's the way to go. You're welcome. Kickers 1, 2, and 3. You're welcome. Anyway, let's get into it. We've got a couple of, I guess, big topics, and then we have the elephant in the room. So let's get to the big topics first. Big topic is a big contract, extension signed by Aaron Donald, making him the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL, putting him like $1 million behind Carson Wentz. Damn. Not damn like Carson Wentz deserves the money. That's not a damn. But the fact that a D tackle is getting quarterback money is absurd.
I put it like this. I don't give a damn about your position. Your name's Aaron Donald. You pay the man.
Pay the man.
You pay the man. I don't even care if the Aaron Donald came to me and he said, you know what, I'll resign, but I want to play safety my last 2 years.
Sold.
Pay him.
Get out there, big man.
Do your thing.
So,
ain't nobody gonna fucking fly across your face.
Aaron Donald, for all you salespeople out there, watch the Aaron Donald negotiation. My man came to the table, knew what he brought to the table, wasn't afraid to eat alone, and legitimately said, not through his agent, not to the media, like he said to the Rams, I only planned on playing 8 years. If I'm done, I'm done. I've won a Super Bowl. I don't give a shit anymore. So you pay me or I walk. And I'm cool with both of those.
That's one thing. Like he, and I didn't notice this until like a couple years into his league. Into his career. He came out I think he came out in 2014. That's when he joined in 2013, something like that. Excuse me if I'm wrong. He said it from the rip. He only planned on playing 8 seasons. Mm-hmm. And a Super Bowl had nothing to do with his decision. Whether he had won or lost the Super Bowl had no plans of making his decision based off of that. So he planned on going in only playing 8 years. My man won Rookie of the Year, 3-time DPOY,
Mm-hmm.
one of the top leading DTs and sacks all time.
Wasn't he 8-year Pro Bowl and like 8-year All Pro
and 7-year All Pro?
Okay. Yeah.
So let me just put this into a little bit deeper content for some people out there. He just signed this originally he signed a 2-year, $60 million deal.
Right.
They obviously he had I think a year left on his contract or something like that. That's why they're negotiating with him. That's why it's considered an extension. He still had a year. So with the year, he's at 3 year, $95 million. $65 million guaranteed. So that means there's 1 year of $30 million that's not guaranteed. If he goes out and let's just say, he's at 8 years, instead of doing 11, he does 10 and say, I retire.
Right.
And he goes out and gets 10 Pro Bowls, 9 All Pros, and for shits and giggles, may or may not win another Super Bowl. I want to see the fool that is going to argue with people that this is not the greatest defensive player of all time. There's a lot of people that say, Lawrence Taylor is that dude. And I get it. Lawrence Taylor is that dude. But Aaron Donald's career compared to Lawrence Taylor, I'm not saying one's above the other. I'm saying they match.
I have to agree with you. I mean, as of right now, like regardless of how he finishes the last 2 years, unless he like just completely shits the bed and never wins another fucking pass rush again, which is just not going to happen. But as of right now, he's got to be in the conversation for greatest defensive player of all time. Is he because
remember it's two different positions between Lawrence.
Sure.
Is a DN, technically a linebacker. You can kind of fluctuate him from the DN because he drops down to the edge and all that. And he's a D tackle. I get that.
I would say, like, stat line for stat line, they match. I would also say that Lawrence Taylor definitively changed the game of football. I would also say the same thing about Aaron Donald.
Yes.
Never in the history of football have we seen someone double and or triple teamed at the rate that Aaron Donald wins and then win against that rate.
So my thing is when people and I've had this argument with people about Lawrence Taylor and Aaron Donald. And again, I'll reiterate it, 2 different positions, right. Things differ in certain aspects of the game. Right. Obviously, Lawrence Taylor is going to have more tackles. He was playing linebacker.
Correct.
The sacks, they're kind of mutual. They're kind of, balanced out. But like you just said, you're doubled in. Imagine if Aaron Donald wasn't doubled or triple teamed almost every time. Those 104 sacks that he got would easily be almost 50 sacks.
He'd have 10 sacks, and I will stand on this. I said what I said. I will fight anyone to the death on this. If Aaron Donald never faced a double team ever, say that was an illegal thing in the NFL, you couldn't do it, and it was a one-on-one between him and the center on every play, Aaron Donald averages 10 sacks a game. Period. End of story. I firmly believe in that statement because he's
is a game changer. He is a factor that, you take Aaron Donald off the Rams' defensive line, and I'm not afraid of that defensive line anymore.
Lightning just scored.
Bitch. Just look.
Sorry. Anyway, Donald.
But yes, if you take Aaron Donald off that Rams defensive line, I'm not afraid of the defensive line.
No, not one bit. Not one bit. I feel like that's a good defensive line, but I'm not afraid of it. I don't have to game.
I can also say you can take the shittiest defense in the league, put Aaron Donald on that line, and they're instantly instantly a top 15 defense.
Hands down, because you can't run the ball. It takes away dives, it takes away powers, it takes away inside zones. Aaron Donald himself removes running the football from the middle of the field for you.
And what blows my mind is that he's undersized.
Undersized. That is my favorite. Him and Tom Brady are my favorite go-tos for, oh, well, this guy's a lock in the draft. I can tell you based off of his college numbers and at the NFL Combine, they measure this. Shut up. Because Aaron Donald is undersized. Arguably, hands down, the best defensive tackle in the National Football League history, and arguably the best defensive player in National Football League history is that is a quote from his Combine report. Undersized.
Now, I will say, people like to nitpick and change the narrative of some of these arguments, right? So we'll say some shit like Aaron Donald's the greatest DT that's ever lived. And they'll say, well, Warren Sapp is the most feared. I'm not talking about most feared.
Right.
Warren Sapp might be the most feared.
Right.
But Aaron Donald is the greatest DT I have ever seen.
As an OC, Warren Sapp, you play against Warren Sapp, and you're like, okay, we got to watch out for this guy. As an OC, and you see Aaron Donald on the other side, you're like, fuck, there goes half of our game book. There goes half of our calls that we wanted to do today.
Like, I look at Warren Sapp at DT, and I'm like, shit, he might snap someone's leg like fucking Lawrence Taylor. You're scared of the dude.
Right.
I look at Aaron Donald, and I'm like, well, the running game's out of the fucking situation.
Right. Guess we're pitching the ball every fucking play. If we want to run it, it's an outside zone or a jet sweep or a pitch. Mm-hmm. No, I agree. And even, like you said, it even affects the pass game. Because fuck you on the fucking play actions. Fuck you on the 7-step drops, dead drops, instead of bootlegging and rolling out and shit. So no, I agree with you. I agree with you a lot.
Like I said, I do believe
money well deserved.
He got 3 years left, so that'll put him at 11 years. I do believe he calls it at 10.
Yeah, I don't think he has a plan.
Money's done, and he got that 1 year, $30 million left. He's done,
and he should be. He should be right out on the sunset, bruh. Right out with fucking 10 straight Pro Bowls. Right out with probably 9 fucking All Pros. Right out with another 1, maybe 2 Defensive Players of the Year. Right off into the side. Even if you don't win another Super Bowl,
another one. Well, first of all, let's put this into some content too. Let's take his 3 depoys. 2017, 2018. He came in, I think, second in 2019
by like 2 votes or some shit,
and then won 2020.
Yep.
So if he wins another one, that'll put him at 4.
And I think he was second or third in 2021. He was top in the conversation.
He's tied with J.J. Watt at 3, and what was the other name? Fuck.
Not up top.
It was another dude. I don't have it. I had it for a second and I lost it. But there's another dude in the league that has 3 depoys.
Gotcha.
J.J. Watt's one of them. So he wins another one. That's 4. I don't know another man with 4 depoys.
Yeah, and although Pro Bowls aren't the measuring stick, if he makes it for the rest of his career, 9 out of 10 years, all right, that's an accomplishment. And he already has.
Well,
how many All Pros?
Pro Bowls he made every year. His All Pros he missed his rookie season, but made every season after that. Which All Pros is what really matters.
100%. 100%. So even if he makes All Pro his final 2 years, say you're right, and he plays 10 years, he makes All Pro his final 2 years. That's an entire career of All Pros. I'm sorry. It's money well spent.
He's money well spent, draft pick well spent, all decades team. If the NFL wants to do a fucking top 100 players like the fucking NBA does, top 100 players, ring of honor, retire his jersey number, retire his helmet, retire his family, retire his house, retire everything Aaron Donald.
Retire his family seems like a threat.
like literally, like he has to go down, and I get it. You can't even say only 10 years. Most people don't play more than 5 or 6 years in the league.
The average NFL lifespan is like 2.5 years.
So you're playing less in the NFL than you do go to high school. Like,
yeah, I'm sorry. First ballot, and if you disagree, don't even listen to the podcast anymore. Unsubscribe, delete us. If you can't agree that Aaron Donald's a first ballot Hall of Famer, there's not much I can talk to you about. There just isn't, because you're being a contrarian or you have no idea.
All on one team, never traded, no media bullshit, no outside bullshit, no altercations, no speeding tickets, no DUIs.
Man comes to kill offensive linemen, and that's it. That's the only charge he should ever be charged with, is assault on an offensive lineman, because that's what he does.
And QBs.
And running backs, yes. Although I would classify that as first-degree murder, but that's just me. Moving on to 2 wide receivers. We'll hit these quick because we've got a big topic coming up. 2 maybe holdouts, maybe not. So Deebo Samuel, is he going to be traded? Is he not? Is he unhappy with the team? Is he not? He doesn't want to play running back. Maybe he does. Doesn't want to play with Trey Lance. Maybe he does. Now we're hearing he's going to show up to OTAs. John Lynch sounds super confident that they're not trading him. Deebo Samuel, a 49er, to start the season.
So my thing with Deebo, and I think we spoke about this a little bit earlier, it's getting to the point where it's like you lost your battle.
Right.
Like you lost your battle. You have no more leverage. I get it. I truly, firmly believe, one, the 49ers wanted to try to pay him as a running back. And
you did say that from the rip.
And he didn't want that. And then, excuse me, my mic just ripped off.
We still love you.
And then on the other note, I think he doesn't want to play with Trey Lance. And I think the 49ers came out and said that Trey Lance is going to be their starter and Jimmy G will be gone by the start of the season. I truly believe he doesn't want to play with Trey Lance. So at this point, I mean, you held out of OTAs, the voluntary shit. You held out of all your voluntary mini camps and all that stuff. And you said it earlier. Once you get into this mandatory stuff, now you're getting fined. It's
all fun and games until they fine you $10,000 a day.
Yeah, and you didn't get paid yet. You didn't get your contract yet.
Yup. It's all fun and games until it starts affecting the wallet. And then it's like, oh, I'm a team player. I'll show up to camp. Yeah, no shit. Because I think the last player that I saw, like a big story like this, was like a year or 2 ago. And they were fined like $5,000 a day. I don't care how much money you make. I don't give a fuck. That's a lot of money.
Look at Aaron Rodgers. When he was going through his shit, and I'm pretty sure it was Aaron Rodgers. He didn't show up to the mandatory shit, and they were finding him like hundreds of thousands.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then moving over, same division, same position, DK Metcalf. Not showing up to OTAs. Not there on the first day. Now, he's rehabbing his injury, I think down in LA or wherever he might be. Kosovo, for all I know. But is this a holdout, or do you believe the rehabbing the injury story?
Now, with Metcalf, I believe it's a true holdout.
You think this is a holdout?
I think this is a true holdout with Metcalf.
You think Drew Lock came to town and he was like, fuck that noise?
Metcalf is looking. He's going his whole career Russell Wilson. And now you got the option of doing Geno Smith or Drew Lock or getting the fuck out. I get the fuck out.
I respect that.
You're 25, 26.
Something like that.
Going into your money contract, because now his rookie contract's up. You want to see a money contract.
Yep.
Why the fuck you want to play with one of those QBs? Seattle's not going. Braden, I am sorry. Seattle's not going nowhere.
No.
For a few years.
No, I agree. And if I'm Seattle, especially with Pete Carroll as a head coach, that's kind of fizzled out, man. If I'm Seattle,
I think
Yeah.
Pete Carroll is gone.
If I'm Seattle, I embrace the full rebuild, man. Like, just fucking trade DK for what you can, right? You don't have to pay him big. Trade him for what you can. Embrace the rebuild. Because you're right. You're not doing fuck all with Geno and Drew Lock. You're not doing fuck all with Pete Carroll. So if you're upper management, if you're front office, you've got to see the writing on the wall.
I'm not trying to be a homer. I'm not saying go to the Jets or whatever. I mean, I would love you. I'm not saying go to the Jets.
I am. I'm a homer. Go to the Jets.
There are multiple teams out there that would, at this moment right now, that the draft is over. The draft is over. You know, most likely most teams are done with free agency and all that shit. I mean, there's a few names out there like OBJ and shit like that, but for the most part, free agency is done. Someone is going to overpay for him.
I can name 2 teams off the bat: Packers, Texans. 2 teams from the rip.
If I was Metcalf, I wouldn't come within 6,000 miles of Texas.
Yeah, we'll talk about
I wouldn't
that.
even be in the U.S. I got to be somewhere in Canada or Mexico or Brazil or like I wouldn't come nowhere near close to Houston, Texas.
Do you want to just get into that? Since it's a good segue.
Fucking hit it.
Let's talk about the Texans, baby. So, Deshaun Watson traded, obviously, as we know, all the sexual assault allegations with the masseuses. I think it was like 22 cases. Just recently, it's been up to 24. Traded to the Browns for an actual king's ransom. Got paid like a $235 million contract, all guaranteed money. Hasn't gotten paid, but signed the contract. You know what I mean? And now it comes out today. The New York Times did their own investigation, which I understand is not legal, but found out that the Texans set up the hotel rooms and the like for Deshaun Watson to order these masseuses, and provided NDAs either before or after the deed itself. But in some way, shape, or form, were involved in the cover-up of 66 and or more cases of potential sexual assault.
And they're saying that it's over 100. Right now it's 66, but the potential number is over 100.
In 17 months.
Now, granted, the New York Times, like you said, I think like it's not 100% confirmed. It's kind of
sure. Like, it's a news journal, right? Like it's not a fucking.
But last time I checked, the New York Times is one of the most legitimate news journalist fucking places you can get your information from.
It's not TMZ, right? Like we're not getting this from TMZ or thespin.com. I don't even know if that's a real
New
thing.
York Times, like that is a newspaper. Right.
That is like a legitimate like source of information. So what the fuck?
I put it like this. Like right now, I was watching SportsCenter earlier, and I was watching First Take. Stephen A. and Molly were talking about it. You could see in Molly's face she hated the entire discussion.
I'm sure.
And you could tell she was getting agitated with Stephen A., but Stephen A. was taking her side in the whole thing. She pointed out that it makes... I get her anger. You're a female.
Yeah.
You're a female. You feel for other females. I get your anger. And I get your anger in the sense where she put up the argument, and this is why I agree with Stephen A. Smith saying it's not the Browns' fault. The Browns don't have fault in this. They were doing what they're supposed to do.
Played.
She's mad the fact that he still got paid and got fully guaranteed money. And on top of that, the Browns finagled that regardless of the outcome this year, he only gets penalized $1 million and he still gets all his money. I get that. You're rewarding a guy for for something so malicious and disgusting.
Egregious.
Allegedly.
I don't know, man. I'm not going to lie.
Innocent till proven guilty. Like I said when we were off air.
I feel you.
Back and forth from he's right, he's wrong, he's this, he's that. We until it goes to court, until a judge says something, until they actually come out with all the information, we just don't know. Because we've seen females retract statements, get booted because they got caught fucking lying about their bullshit.
This has been a crazy
women
case.
Still coming out with shit.
I will say this, and this is the only judgment I will make on the case in and of itself, that it has been a wild ride from start to finish. The facts for and against and this and that have been a wild up and down, left and right. Who knows? And you're right. I will take your side on this. Who knows what the truth is, right? Only the women themselves and Deshaun Watson himself, people who are in those individual rooms, know the truth. But at a certain point, and I agree with you, innocent until proven guilty, but if it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, and it looks like a duck, I'm pretty sure it's a duck. Could I be wrong?
And
sure, but I'm pretty sure it's a duck.
I would agree with you on that, and I'd say maybe it has happened to some of the women.
Right, and like I said,
you
that's
can also say that, and it's true because some women have recanted, and some women have got proven that they were bullshitting and lying.
Right.
We just don't know.
Right, which is why I won't make a judgment call on the case itself. And the only thing I want to talk about is the NFL implication of it.
The case itself, until it comes out, I don't give a fuck.
Yup.
Because I still look at it as he's a player and he has a job. Until proven guilty. You can't fire the man until you prove him guilty.
Oh, I disagree with that.
Now, the NFL should have been done this, was make a decision.
Yes.
They could have easily walked into this the minute it came out and said, you are suspended indefinitely. Until I don't even care if it takes 5 years for this case to be over. You are done until this is done.
I agree.
You can't play another NFL snap until this is done.
I agree. And I think that's going to be the judgment call. It has to be the judgment call that comes down.
And I get it. They suspended him the 1 year, and they're like, you know what? You know, they after the year, they let him come back. You can get signed, blah, 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 blah. And maybe that's what they're waiting for. Another thing, and they'll make a decision later on, and they'll say, oh, you can't play. But they can easily press that button, boy. Flash cap, you coming in clutch.
Sorry.
But you can easily, the NFL is as easy as you're done.
Yep.
And then I'll change my rule when I get more information.
And that's the way they should be, because they got to protect their ass right now.
You blackball Kaepernick for kneeling, which is a right, which is a fucking, I don't give up. I said what I said. I am a U.S. Marine. I fought for the right for you to stand, kneel, shit, piss, whatever the fuck you want during the national anthem. I don't care. I don't care.
Yep.
This is something different.
Yes. And I will say this. So before we get into it, we called it. We called that the Texans had more of an involvement in this than people fucking understood from the rip. And you can go check the receipts. It's all published. It's all up on Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your major podcast. You can check the receipts. Hector and I from the rip said that whether he did it or not, this shit smelled weird as fuck from the other side. And that there is some weird shit that was going to come down the pipeline that we just didn't fucking know. And the fact that the Texans are involved in all of this, like to a level of the cover-up that they were, like that's what we kind of made the joke about in the intro there was, you know, that the Illuminati, Kanye, and Jesus are involved, because this is some Illuminati level fucking cover-ups, man.
It's so what kills me is, and what really blew my mind was when you mentioned the NDAs. And like you said, we called it from the jump. The minute he said, I want out, we said the Texans are going to fuck him.
Yup.
I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know what, but they are going to drop the biggest dick on his forehead.
Yup.
And he's stupid enough to let them pick the hotels, write NDAs. Like, I said it when we were off air. I'll say it again. I said what I said. The Houston Texans organization as a whole should be gone. Gone. Kicked out the NFL. Change the location of the team. Change the name of the team. Change the owners of the team. Change the GM, the front office, head coach, the players, everyone. Gone.
And that's an NCAA style death penalty. So in case you don't follow college football, there is such a thing called the death penalty in college football, and that is where essentially and not metaphorically, literally, they disband the football team in the way that Hector had mentioned.
They should, as much as they bring in these expansion teams, the Carolina Panthers coming after a few years, the Titans,
the Texans themselves.
Yeah, they came in what, 2001 or some shit like that?
They are the most recent NFL team.
I think it was like 2003 or some shit like gone. Yeah. Gone. You're done. Kaput. You sell that organization to someone else and you tell them you brought it, figured out a name, jerseys, where you want to put it, build a stadium, get your players, whatever you got to do. Gone. The Texans is no longer.
So I guess that's kind of like the point of this, right? So it comes out more and more. So like as far as the Browns go, you know, if Deshaun Watson never plays a snap in the NFL again, obviously they don't pay him, right? Because you don't have to pay him. Yes, it's guaranteed, but that's obviously not going to stand up to fucking being cut or whatever from sexual assault allegations. So I'm not worried about the Browns like fucking cap space or whatever. But if the NFL has to investigate at this point, to come out and hear not rumblings, but deadpan in your fucking face from a reputable news source that the Texans were involved in over 60 plus cases of potential sexual assault, you have to investigate. And if you find,
I think they are, but they're like not really doing a good job at it.
They don't really ever do a good job, which is why I think Congress in some way, shape, or form will get involved. But if it like officially gets ruled that the Texans tampered in this, do the Browns get their picks back? Do they get compensated? Like, what happens? They make this trade on the good faith that Deshaun Watson at max would get suspended for a year, right? Because that's why they did that max, you know, that all guaranteed contract, but the first year only $1 million because they anticipated him getting suspended for a year. Fine. But they made the trade. They traded a king's ransom under the context that Deshaun Watson would eventually play football. What do they do if he doesn't? What do they do if the Texans are found guilty? What happens? I know you want the death penalty for the Texans, and I don't necessarily disagree, but what do the Browns get in all of this?
I 100% agree. I think you go back to right before the trade. You put it right back the way, right before that trade happened. Deshaun Watson goes back to the Texans. The Browns get back whatever they fucking traded for him, and that's it. And then you fucking blackball and death penalty the shit out of the Texans. That's it.
So the player that the Texans drafted with the pick that they got this year, that guy goes to Cleveland now?
I will take that entire team. And until they make up, well, and we know it's not going to happen.
Right.
They're not going to death penalty the team. Then you put an odd number of teams. You got 100 plus fucking athletes and coaches and all that.
Into the ether.
Yeah, you got to figure. It's not going to happen. They should do it, and then those people should just get like they do with the expansion teams. Teams just fucking start picking. Fucking, I want this, I want that, I want this. I
guess. And you know, you brought this up, man. I brought it up and you brought it up. So I brought up Calvin Ridley is suspended for a year for betting on a game that he had nothing to do with. Yes, it was his own team, but he had already stepped away from football at that point. So he had nothing to do with the game whatsoever and is suspended a year. And Deshaun Watson still hasn't been suspended, by the way, for a singular second.
Ray Rice was suspended 2 games. Then that video came out of him dragging the woman out of the fucking elevator. Done. Gone. Never seen in the NFL again.
We brought up Colin Kaepernick. Knelt for the national anthem. Fucking never seen in the NFL again. What happened? What?
And you said it earlier. Is it racist that they're keeping him in because they don't want another Kaepernick issue? Like, you can't pick. Well, first of all, if you're picking and choosing what's bad and what's good, you're picking the complete wrong way.
Right. I agree.
Complete wrong way.
So, what is it? I mean, outside of the clusterfuck that this is, now involving the Texans cover up, and as far as like the Illuminati conspiracy, how far does this cover up go? Does the NFL front office at some level have knowledge of this?
Yes.
They have to, in my mind.
100% yes.
Because we're talking about
100%. Everyone, all the way up to Roger Goodell, and if anyone's above him, all of them know. Every single one of them knows what's going on.
I agree, and they can't not, because look at it this way. It's such a tiny, itty-bitty community, including the NFL front office itself. We're talking 32 people. There are 32 teams, 32 owners. Yes, I understand Green Bay is publicly held, but you get what I'm talking about. This is such a finite, itty-bitty group of people that, to include the NFL front office, is 33 people. There is no way no one else knows more about this.
Put it like this. Robert Kraft is one of those 32 people.
Dan Snyder is one of those 32 people.
Robert Kraft, one of the 32, and he got a slap on the wrist. Every one of those owners are white. Everyone in the front office.
Except for one. Shad Khan of the Jacksonville Jaguars is black. Or no, he's Middle Eastern, I believe.
I'll keep him out of it, but he's still at fault.
Yeah.
He's still at fault. Every single one of them knows. All those white motherfuckers that like to do their little shit and get away with a little slap on the wrist and a little payoff, while other people, and I'm not saying it's right, that like Deshaun Watson is not easy to pay off. All of them. I 100% think no one should own an NFL team.
You can, well, someone has to.
No.
You think what, cities should? Like Green Bay City should?
The cities itself should own the teams.
I mean, look, I don't disagree with that because taxes go up phenomenally when an NFL team comes to town. When you expand and bring in an NFL team, your taxes go up because the city wants you. The city wants that business, so they offer to pay for X amount of the stadium and whatever the deal may be. So I don't necessarily disagree with that. How far does this thing go, man? I'm firmly believe.
Like you said, what the fuck's happening with Dan Snyder?
Yeah. I agree wholeheartedly. I think this shit's connected. I think it's connected to Dan Snyder. I think the what's his fucking name that was fired from the Raiders? Oh my god. Yeah, John Gruden. I think that shit's fucking involved. I think this rabbit hole. I wish I had tin foil to put on my head right now. This shit, I can't wait. Give me 10, 20, 30 years. The book is gonna come out. Someone's gonna write a fucking $1 billion book on this shit. This shit goes deeper than just fucking the Texans and just Deshaun Watson. I'm telling you. There's some like backdoor Illuminati shit going on. I'll sell my soul on that.
I don't, like you said, there's way more going on than they're letting us know, which is, again, our legal right to know, but they won't tell us.
Money talks, baby. So my next question becomes, banning a Texan death penalty, banning or barring a you know, give backsies of the draft picks and shit. Deshaun Watson never plays football again. Let's operate under this assumption because I feel that it's a fair assumption. Deshaun Watson never fucking puts on pads for the NFL again. The Browns have disenfranchised their backup, Baker Mayfield. What happens? Because now Baker, in his final year of the contract, has them for how the tables have turned, as they say in the turns table, as they say in the office. Baker Mayfield has gone from scrub quarterback who they can't find a trade for, so you're going to get benched for Deshaun Watson, and you have no power. It sucks to suck. Enjoy your life on the pine, to holding the nuts of Cleveland in his hands.
If I was Baker, fool's ransom.
Go for it all.
I want Deshaun Watson money.
Yeah, why not? You're about to have that cap space all freed up.
You wanted to take your number one pick, who has gave you a winning seasons for the first time in how long? Of a playoff win in how long? And you you try to flip me for $260 million alleged rapist. I want I want his money. The money you were paying him, I want it.
Or do you just bail out and say, fuck this shit, I'm out?
Obviously, other teams don't want him right now. I will put all my fucking chips in the basket of telling the Browns, you want me here? Pay me. Pay me.
The city of Cleveland just can't catch a break. Like,
I'm sorry, James. You fucked.
I was going to say, Jimmy Pibbs, Cleveland fans out there, you good? Do we need to send wellness checks to the city of Cleveland? Because this shit is, you gotta be sick, bro. You gotta be sick right now. Cleveland, Jesus?
Granted, the whole thing, like we've been saying it, the whole thing is just so fishy, so weird.
Everything
not enough
ain't right
information. It's just like you got women, one by one coming out, then dropping off, then it's quiet for a long time.
The lawyer, the prosecuting lawyer is the neighbor of the owners of the Texans.
Watson's lawyer coming on a radio show and completely putting his dick in his ass. Like, what are you doing, bro?
Well, technically, happy endings aren't illegal.
Oh, maybe you're right, but like sometimes, and hear me out, inside thoughts should stay inside. That's what we call an inside thought. That's not an outside thought.
Well, first of all, happy endings are illegal. It's prostitution, bro. Prostitution's illegal unless you're in a county that legalizes it. Like,
looking at you, Nevada.
Bro, fire him. Instantly, if I was Deshaun Watson and I saw that shit come out, gone. You're fired. Gone. What are you doing, bro?
That's some Amber Heard style of lawyer right there. Like, holy shit, bruh. Like, how much are you getting paid?
Congratulations, Johnny Depp. Woo!
Hey, amen. But I'm just saying, like, again, inside thoughts stay inside. They don't come outside. They stay inside.
And that was another thing that Molly on First Take was getting pissed off about. She was like, yo, this motherfucker retarded. Like, what? Why would you, like, you haven't said 2 words this entire, why would you jump on a radio show?
Right. This is the first time you've spoken in public, and that's what technically, silence. Silence is often the better part of valor. You want to know?
When you're a lawyer, don't you tell your whoever plead the fifth. Do not speak. That's it.
Do you want to know my number one rule in life? And hand to God, I believe this, and this is not like a joke. Swear to God, this is something that I've lived by for more than a few years now. I'd rather remain silent and thought a fool then open my mouth and prove it. My man, remain silent and be thought a fool, then open your fucking mouth and prove it. What the fuck? That deserves a couple of button presses.
Like,
We're gonna hit the
do
fun
you
button
not-
a few times for this one. Let me just
Hit
mix
one
that
for me,
around.
'cause I- hit one for me, 'cause I'm not
Let's
here.
another one for Hector. Let's
Like,
mix that
does it
around.
not, like, everything you say is going to be used against you, bro. Like, do you
Right.
not know what cops tell you when they arrest you?
Miranda
what you
rights,
say
right?
can and will be used against you. Like, bro, you went on a radio show.
I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
If I was an opposing lawyer, I'd bring that shit to court and be like, Your Honor, clearly they're both rapists and they're both idiots. Because, ta-da.
I wouldn't even. I would just play. I would bring that shit to court, play it, and when I'm done, literally have a mic in my hand and just go like that. Just drop the bitch. Gone. I don't gotta say nothing. Case
Man,
closed.
what a
You
wild
just
ride.
Robert Kraft, your fucking defendant or whatever you want to fucking call Deshaun Watson. You just literally put him in jail for them.
Yeah, man, what a wild ride this has been. And honestly, like I said, I'm telling you, we're not at the end. If you think we're even close to the end of this thing, we're not. We're still in the middle of the Dan Snyder thing. We're still. John Gruden, in case anyone is wondering, is suing the NFL for wrongful firing because he believes the NFL was under fucking scrutiny with Dan Snyder, so leaked his shit
And
and
he
nailed
won.
it to a cross.
And he won that first one. They agreed that
Yup.
they think that the NFL is doing on some funny shit.
Yup. And now we have this shit where the Texans have come out in some Illuminati style cover up. We are nowhere near the end of this. And to be honest with you, and I said what I said here, we are standing at the edge of a cliff in NFL history. And depending on what occurs from Dan Snyder and what is it, the McNairs, who own the Texans, depending on what becomes of these cases, could be the downfall of the National Football League. Buy your XFL season tickets now, because if the NFL fucking kicks this out of bounds and fucks this, the NFL as we know it is dead. And I firmly believe that. I firmly believe it.
Like right now, I truly believe they are blowing up more of the stuff on this Deshaun Watson case to hide more of the Dan Snyder shit.
Well, then fucking New York Times just threw that shit for a loop by releasing a fucking nuclear weapon in the middle of this.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I
that's what this shit
I
is.
really think that they keep blowing up more of the Deshaun Watson thing to hide the Dan Snyder bullshit.
You know what, Hector? At this fucking point, I don't disagree with you. But the fucking New York Times just let off a fucking nuke in the middle of all of this.
You
And
gotta love
I
New York.
don't know.
How do you not love New York? Like, only the New York, like, that's some New York shit to just be like, you know what? Take this.
Fuck the Washington Post. We've been sitting on. Fuck all your other major news sources from your bullshit other states. New York fucks shit up, whether it be in the newspaper, whether it be in football.
We
Who
over here
cares?
on that fuckboy shit. Like, suck dick.
I never thought I'd be happy to have Woody Johnson as an owner. At least my owner is just an incompetent fucking fanboy who has no idea what he's doing. God, thank you that I have Woody Johnson. And that's never, ever a sentence that I fucking thought I would say. So,
Well, I do
thanks.
love what's his name, that the ambassador. Chris? Is it Chris?
No, Woody Johnson himself was the ambassador to the UK.
Was it him?
Yeah. His brother took
he's
over.
He's the older brother?
Yeah. Woody's the one who was the owner, who was the ambassador to the
Who's
UK.
the idiot? Who's the younger brother?
I think it was Chris. I think there's
Chris is
Christopher.
the stupid one. Chris is the stupid
No,
one.
Woody's the one who went and got Tim Tebow. He's a fucking moron. They're all idiots.
I mean, they're both dumb, but the younger one was fucking up. That's why Woody came back.
Yeah, this is This is a sit. I never thought I'd
You
live
know
to
what's
see the
funny? You
day.
know what's funny, Zach? I was on the cruise. We're jumping on the
Getting
elevator.
happy endings.
Oh, by Christy.
Nice save. Nice save.
No, we're jumping on the elevator, and it's me, Christy's aunt, and her husband, and a dude has a Cowboys mug in his hand. And you know, Chrissy's aunt's a Cowboys fan too, so she was like, "Oh yeah, we're going on the elevator with with the good guys." I'm like, "Yo, fuck that! I'd rather take the stairs."
Next.
And he was like, "Well, who do you root for? The Giants?" I'm like, "No, sadly, I'm a Jets fan, but like, I embrace my fail. Like, I know that like we're gonna go into an 0-17 season. Like
100%.
it's okay.
Anything above 0-17 is a win.
He looked at me and he was like, "Well, that's a real fan. Like, at least you know." I was like, well, like, what else you want from me, bro?
I'm still gonna pay money to go to a game to see him lose, so whatever.
I'd rather deal with that than this.
I'm not gonna lie. If I was a Cleveland Browns fan, I'd be on suicide watch. I promise you.
If I was anyone that was a fan of the Houston Texans, I'm switching teams.
If I was a Browns fan, I'd fill line up with liquor, fill the Matic 9 up with liquor, and just add more liquor to my liquor. I'd be on full blown suicide watch, bro.
No, fuck that. I'd fill it with liquor and fill the 9 with the just fucking medical pills and just dump them in and just fucking go for the ride. Just go for the fucking ride at that point.
To be clear, for our sponsors and fans, we do not encourage it. We're just saying it's hard to be a Cleveland fan right now.
Or Houston, like, honestly, if you're in Houston, Texas, while you still can, sell your belongings, sell your house, move as far away, and switch teams.
How many season ticket holders have sold their fans in the next from the minute that story dropped to the preceding 24 hours? I'm saying 60%.
Yeah. I was going to say half.
Yep.
And you know what's funny? The minute that the Browns signed Deshaun Watson, there were season ticket holders for the Browns that were saying, "I don't want no part of this. I'm selling my tickets."
Yep. By the way, the Rangers game is over. It's 3-0.
I guess we're going to have to take it at home.
Just got to win at home, baby. That's all. Anyway, but yeah, no.
We can't win at home. We can't win away. Everything's at home. Thank God we got the best of 7 at New York.
Yeah, God thank you. 7 is in New York. But anyway, yeah, as a Cleveland, I know we're running late on time here, but as a Cleveland fan, you just my heart goes out to Cleveland, and like you keep saying, Houston as well, man. I never, especially after the whole Astros thing, never thought I'd feel for the city of Houston. I'm sorry, guys.
You just in a bad situation, bro.
Has anyone checked in on Wyo? He good?
No.
He's a Titans fan.
He's a Titans fan, but I like him because it's Texas. Texas got all them shoot-ins. You can only rapist teams.
If you're a sports fan, no matter what your reasoning, you can only be a home team fan. Otherwise, you're a poser. So do with that information what you will.
Texas is not doing great. All these mass shootings, all these, you got allegedly rapings from players all the way up to hires. You got people hiding shit. I wouldn't want to be, like I said, I wouldn't want to be within 5 states of Texas.
Bro, someone needs to call a Texan.
Somewhere between 7 and 8.
If you know a Texan, check in on them. Make sure they're okay. If you know a Clevelander, a Clevelandonian, I think I was right in the first time. If you know someone from Cleveland, check in on them. Do the friendly neighborly thing.
Jimmy Pibbs, pound for pound, check in on him because he's not doing right.
Right. Here at Breaking Down the Tape, if you're from Cleveland, if you're from the general state of Texas, we want to know, are you doing okay? With that being said, hit us up at breakingdownthetape@yahoo.com. Hit us up at Breaking Down the Tape on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere you want. You can also hit up my personal Twitter or my personal TikTok. They are Papa Smurf I don't know. Just look at fucking Papa Smurf. You'll find me. It's pretty simple. But Jesus Christ, we're nowhere near the end of this. I could go on for days, and instead of doing that, like I said, find us everywhere you can, breaking down the tape on all of your social medias, wherever you find your major podcasts. Shout out to our boys. If you can see this, if you're watching this visually, shout out to the men and women over at Flaskap. For all of you listening audio, it is FLASKAP, Flaskap. Go check out the Volst, which is the tumbler, the Maddox, which is where the magic happens. Magic. There you go. You store your liquor, you hit the fun button. And before we go, let me hit the fun button 2 more times to get a full shot. And do your thing, Hector.
Guys, I said what I said. Don't do whatever the Cleveland Browns and the Texans are doing. All right? Be safe out there.